Catnap and his skills make him one of the most interesting characters of this new chapter of Poppy Playtime. Join me to create his nightmare version with Clay, and also I will be telling you more about him, so get comfortable and enjoy this video. Catnap was originally responsible for looking after the notorious Home Sweet Home, a playcare facility that held child experiments captive. The experiment contained a non-lethal but potent version of red smoke in his respiratory system. Prior to its creation, a prototype version of the catnap gas was tested, causing Mary Payne, who was nearby, to scream in fear. During the creation of Experiment 1188, he went through 2 iterations before the final version was perfected. After the rebellion of all the toys, Catnap had set up shop within Playcare until the eventual return of the player in 2005. The description of Catnap, posted on Twitter by Mob Entertainment, mentions the following: Catnap is a calming presence for the critters and ensures he and his friends always have the right amount of sleep to jumpstart the morning's play. End of the day, there's nothing Catnap enjoys more than watching his friends sleep soundly. Catnap's toy form is an anthropomorphic purple fur cat with black eyes, triangular ears, a black nose, and a very long tail. His paws are a darker shade of purple, similar to insides of his ears. Catnap is depicted with a white toothless smile with a small grayer tube stuck inside it. His torso possesses a zipper line running down that entire segment of his body, with the zipper sporting a yellow crescent moon pendant. Catnap's monstrous form resembles a feline creature clothed in purple fur. Its eyes showcase black pupils, encircled by white irises and a cat-like nose. Monstrous paws bear 4 digits, each armed with sharp black claws. Catnap's most notable feature is its ability to emit a non-lethal red gas, which when inhaled would force the victim to fall asleep. Its nightmare form is almost similar to the original, but with some differences. Now, it no longer has purple fur, and its skin is a pale gray. His torso, on the other hand, displays an unexpected resemblance to a Stegosaurus, with ridges and plates adorning his back. The moon charm that was once a part of Catnap has also undergone a change, now taking on a silver-like appearance. The nightmare version of Catnap appears only once in the game, and it is almost at the end of the game. When the player manages to restore 100% of the energy of the place, the next thing to do is to take the big battery to the gas production zone. With this, Ollie promises the player that they will be able to leave the place. And just when the player is about to place the big battery, Catnap will appear and start filling the room with the red gas. It is so much red gas that Catnap emits that it manages to seriously affect the player, since Catnap's appearance changes drastically. Now, he looks scarier in his nightmarish form. So, the player must run to an elevator and quickly head upstairs. But as soon as the player gets on the elevator, Catnap, in his nightmare version, will climb up and start following him. Even with this, the player manages to reach the top floor safely. The design of Nightmare Catnap manages to cause quite a lot of terror, and it is a pity that this version is only part of a hallucination. Catnap was designed to aid Playtime Co. in the practice of abducting select children. As stated within a proposal backed by Harley Sawyer himself, the purpose of Experiment 1188 was to watch over Home Sweet Home. Playcare held child experiments captive and prevented them from escaping. After said, test subjects were eligible for experimentation upon beating the game station with a near-perfect score. With the creation of Catnap came the creation of the red gas, securely implanted in his pulmonary, which while non-lethal was highly potent. After the rebellion of all the toys inside the factory, which was documented in the final entry, Experiment 1188 was vanished and locked underground in Playcare. It was during this time that Theodore Granville would continue to follow the prototype to the point of worshipping him as a god, establishing a cult in the factory until the arrival of the player in 2005. Soon after the creation of Catnap, multiple employees gave their evaluation on him. All employees concluded with the only real flaw of his being his connection to the prototype. In the months following his creation, Catnap would act like a pet to the prototype whenever they were together, although the prototype seemingly ignored him up until the events of Chapter 3. This eventually escalated into Catnap worshipping the prototype as a god, and even starting a primitive religion. Such was Catnap's devotion to the prototype that he will mention the following to the player. Catnap, alongside the rest of the Smiling Critters cast, were specifically designed to oversee activities at Playcare and care for the orphans there. His main ability, which was experimented by Dr. Harley Sawyer, is to emit a special gas, only known as the red smoke, from its mouth, previously shown in his plush dolls when his tail is pulled, but an unknown error in this doll's production line caused it to emit a red smoke that, according to our workers' notes, didn't smell like lavender as it was supposed to. This gas, showcased in the Smiling Critters cartoon, is intended to help children fall asleep. Composed of various ingredients, including the notorious poppy flower, which was once utilized for soul transfers, Catnap himself can exhale this gas at will. Upon inhalation, anyone in his vicinity will hallucinate and lose consciousness. While unconscious, Catnap can manipulate the player's mind to picture whatever he desires. At times, the effects of the gas can be so seamless to the point where the player themselves cannot notice. The effects of the gas, however, can be countered by wearing a gas mask. Based on the anatomical structure of a cat, Catnap stands in a quadrupedal posture and can break into deadly bursts of speed. His feline physiology further grants him increased agility, and his elongated limbs allow him a significant height advantage over most prey. Catnap also has sharp metallic claws, which are able to retract from his fingertips, much like the claws of an actual cat. They appear to be strong enough to carve through wood and even metal, as he uses them to carve messages into walls. When killed by the prototype after his boss fight, blood can be seen splattering out from Catnap's wounds, heavily implying an organic nature like all of the others previously encountered toy experiments. A fully formed spine, rib cage, and a pelvic bone can be seen underneath the skin of Catnap's emaciated torso. This has been all for the moment. I hope you like this nightmare version of Catnap. If you want me to make more characters of this chapter, let me know in the comments. Also, I invite you to subscribe and leave your like. With this, you support me a lot. Greetings, take care, and see you in the next video.